St. Louis ribs with vanilla brown sugar glaze. Chinatown spare ribs with Beijing barbecue sauce. Onion bombs. And Rob's real barbecued baby back rib sandwich. From the DoubleTree by Hilton Golf Resort in Palm Springs, California, I'm Stephen Raichlen, and this is Project Smoke.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
That's great.
I'm just holding two of these bags.
Perfect.
So these we good.
Thank you, Chris.
Yes, sir.
It's awesome. Need these? Want some logs?
Rolling, very quiet, please. Okay, here we go. And action.
People often ask me what's the best way to cook ribs. Well, that depends whether you're cooking spare ribs, baby backs, or St. Louis cut. Today, I'm going to show you how to smoke all three, plus an onion that literally explodes with flavor. First, the ribs. Now, you have three basic ribs to choose from. This is the baby back rib. It's a very generously marbled rib, very meaty and tender, and it's cut from right next to the backbone. This is the spare rib. It's a true rib lover's rib. It requires extra cooking time, but rewards you with an incredible flavor. And the spare rib is cut from the side of the hog. The St. Louis cut rib starts as a spare rib, but the rib tips are trimmed off. I like the St. Louis cut because it looks and eats like a baby back, but it's got that rich, meaty flavor of a spare rib. Up first, St. Louis ribs with vanilla brown sugar glaze. The first step is to remove the membrane that's on the back of the rib. You loosen with the tip of a knife, and you run it under the membrane, over the bone, and you'd pry up in a couple of spots. Not everybody removes this membrane. I like to because it's a little tougher than the rest of the meat and it impedes the absorption of the spice and smoke flavors. Grab that loosened membrane with a paper towel. I use a paper towel because it's a little bit slippery, and then you want to pull this membrane off. And now the rub. Brown sugar, sweet paprika, sea salt, freshly ground black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and for a Texan touch, ancho chili powder and ground cumin. And mix the ingredients with your fingers, breaking up any lumps in the brown sugar. Then sprinkle the rub over the ribs. Then turn the ribs over. With any excess rub, store it in an airtight jar away from heat and light. It will keep for several weeks. Now, you could smoke the ribs right away, but I like to wrap them in plastic wrap. Let them marinate in the spices overnight. This partially cures the ribs before you smoke them. To cook the ribs, I'm using an offset barrel smoker. It's called an offset smoker because the firebox is to the side of and lower than the cook chamber. To fire the smoker, start with a hot bed of lump charcoal embers. And then to generate the smoke and heat, add a couple of logs. I'm using some beautiful California walnut we got here in Palm Springs. This is the actual cook chamber where you cook the ribs. Here are the ribs that have marinated all night. You can see the meat has absorbed the spices nicely. And close the smoke chamber door, and of course, the firebox door. And in order to control the heat, use this damper at the top of the chimney, and then there's a vent on the back of the firebox. Idea is you want to be at about 250 degrees, cooking time 4 to 5 hours. Meanwhile, let me show you the brown sugar butter glaze. It starts with unsalted butter, and when it's melted, add brown sugar, honey. We'll cook these ingredients together until the sugar dissolves. And one ingredient you wouldn't expect to find in a barbecue glaze, vanilla extract. Sounds a little strange, but it really works. And finally, thin the glaze to a pourable consistency with a little water. Take a taste. Great, but you know what it needs? A pinch of salt. I discovered these ribs on a street corner in San Antonio, Texas. The place was a food truck called the Smoke Shack, and the ribs made me sit up and take notice because they contained a flavoring you don't normally associate with pork, with any meat, vanilla. It's been 4.5 hours. Oh man, are those gorgeous or what? How do you know when a rib is done? The meat has shrunk back from the ends of the bones by 1/2 to 1 inch. There's another test we use. It's called the break test. So I lift the ribs in the midpoint gently with the tongs. You can see it starts to break at the top of the arc. These ribs are ready. I can't wait to try these. We'll transfer them to the cutting board. Yeah. Then what you want to do is brush the ribs with the brown sugar butter vanilla glaze. Just kind of give them a nice lacquer. And then pour any excess glaze into a bowl for serving on the side. Then carve the ribs into individual bones. And if you take a look here, you can see that smoke ring has extended almost to the center of the rib. Little dip in the glaze. This is incredible. Nice smoky flavor, great spice from the cumin and chili powder, sweet glaze, and that vanilla ties everything together. Incredible.
Yep, so we'll have them walk into that middle position.
Chinatown spare rib joint.
Unlike most people in this field, I did not grow up with barbecue. The closest I got to ribs as a kid was weekly Chinese carryout, and I never thought to ask if it saw the inside of a pit. These Chinatown ribs have smoke coming from every direction. A lot of what passes for Chinese barbecue in the United States is really cooked in the oven. I wanted to use those Chinese flavors and harness the power of charcoal and wood smoke. This is a 4-pound rack of spare ribs, and you need to do a little trimming. So first you want to cut off this fatty piece at the bottom to square the ribs. And next, cut off this strip of meat, which is also tough and fatty. Next, the rub. It's a 5-4-3-2-1 rub. 5 tablespoons of brown sugar, 4 tablespoons of sea salt, 3 tablespoons of freshly ground black pepper, 2 tablespoons of 5 spice powder, that wonderfully fragrant Chinese aromatic mix of star anise, fennel seeds, anise, black pepper, and cinnamon, and 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. And as always, mix the rub with your fingers to break up any lumps in the brown sugar. Once you have the rub, sprinkle it over the spare ribs, rubbing the spices into the meat. Then on the rounded side, beautiful striations of meat and fat. This is another type of offset smoker. In this one, the firebox is in the back and the cook chamber is in the front. There's a damper that you can open and close to control the smoke flow. Vents on the bottom, you open them up, more air, hotter heat, less air, lower heat. For wood, I have some beautiful California almond wood. So I'll place a couple of chunks on our bed of coals. Here are the rubbed ribs, and I'll open the smoke chamber and place the rubbed spare ribs on the rack. Then push back the shelf, close the smoke chamber, adjust the vent so you have a nice smoke flow and a smoker temperature of about 225 to 250 degrees. Cooking time, 5 to 6 hours. Next, prepare the spray mixture, and it consists of equal parts rice wine, what the Chinese call shaoxing, and cider vinegar. Every hour, you'll spray the ribs to keep them moist and add an extra layer of flavor. Okay, for the first spritz, pull out the ribs, spray the ribs every hour. And now, the Beijing barbecue sauce. It starts with hoisin sauce, which is a sweet, salty, anise-flavored condiment popular in Chinese cooking. Then sriracha, Thai hot sauce, honey for sweetness, sesame oil for a touch of nuttiness. Finally, a little water to thin the sauce down to pourable consistency. Bring these ingredients to a boil and gently simmer the sauce until well concentrated and flavorful, 3 to 5 minutes. So it's been a little over 4 hours, and you want to spray the ribs one final time. Look at them, beautiful. Great bark, that crusty exterior. So the ribs are ready, but I like to sauce the ribs and sizzle the sauce into the meat directly over the hot part of the fire. So I'll baste the ribs. You can insert a grill grate over the firebox. So you had smoking, low heat cooking in the smoke chamber. Now we're gonna do high heat cooking, direct grilling over the firebox. Oil the grate to keep the ribs from sticking. Take the ribs and flip them sauce side down onto the grill grate. So you sizzle the sauce into the meat. Then baste the back of the ribs with sauce. Turn the ribs over. Oh, look at that. See how the sauce has just sizzled right into the meat. And once the ribs are sizzled, transfer to a sheet pan. And here's the moment you've been waiting for. We'll cut the ribs into individual bones. Oh yeah. Check that beauty out. And we'll just take a spoonful of the Beijing barbecue sauce. Now the best part of Project Smoke. They're Chinese ribs, all right, but there's something different, and that is the fire and smoke. I may not have grown up with barbecue, but I'm sure making up for lost time. Every year, there's a barbecue dish that seems to go viral on the blogosphere. This year, it's the onion bomb. Imagine a meatball that you surround with the outer segments of an onion, then wrap in bacon. Start with large, sweet onions. Slice the roots and stem ends off the onions. Cut each onion in half lengthwise. Separate the onion into layers, keeping the matched pairs together. Save the remaining onion for another use. In a large mixing bowl, combine the ground beef, sausage, Parmesan cheese, breadcrumbs, garlic, fresh herb, dried oregano, egg, and salt and pepper. Mix well with your fingers. Dip your hands in water to keep the meat from sticking and mound it into 1/2 of an onion layer. The meat should fill the onion halves. Wrap each onion bomb in slices of bacon, securing the strips with toothpicks. Place the onion bombs on grill rings to hold them upright. To cook the onion bombs, I'm using an electric smoker. Preheat it to 325 degrees. Smoke roast the onion bombs until the bacon is crisp and the meatballs are cooked in the center to 160 degrees. The onion bomb. Everything you love about a meatball, made even better with bacon and wood smoke. Walking back from the smoker?
Yes, please.
And ready, action.
The rib sandwich has achieved cult status in fast food circles. The Project Smoke Challenge, make it with real barbecued baby backs. Turn a rack of baby backs over on the bone side. Using a sharp paring knife, make a series of incisions about 1/2 inch deep on each side of the bone. This will enable you to pop the bone out after the ribs are cooked. Baby backs are the most popular rib. They're cut from high on the hog, so they are well marbled and very tender. They're also extremely meaty and luscious. Step number 2, generously sprinkle the ribs on both sides with your favorite barbecue rub. I'm using equal parts salt, pepper, paprika, and brown sugar. Now take your hooks and insert them through the fat end of the baby backs under the first rib. And the ribs are ready for hanging. To cook the ribs, I'm using an upright barrel smoker. Hang each rack of ribs from one of the crossbars. The way this cooker works, there's a pan of charcoal at the bottom. I'm going to add a chunk of hickory wood to the coals to generate wood smoke. Now, simply cover the cooker and cook the ribs until almost ready, about 2 hours. The key to the rib sandwich is a 2-step smoking process. First, you smoke the ribs unwrapped to infuse them with wood smoke flavor. Then you wrap the ribs in foil with butter and honey to cook them, almost overcook them, until they're soft enough to pop out the bones with your fingers. Fast forward 2 hours, and the ribs look beautiful. And for the second stage, you want to install the grill rig. Now, the next phase involves what's called the Texas crutch. That is, you're going to wrap the ribs in foil with liquid, recook them. You want to make them beyond fall off the bone tender. First step is to spread some butter on a double layer of aluminum foil. You want to cover just about the area of the ribs. Then add a little brown sugar. And finally, a little honey. We're talking very sweet and very tender here. Then take 1 rack of ribs and lay it rounded side down. Spread the ribs with more butter and more brown sugar and more honey. Next, lay the remaining rack of ribs on top of the first rack and spread with more butter and more brown sugar. And finally, an additional layer of honey. Now, last of all, bring the foil up to form sort of a little barquette. And pour over about 1/2 cup of beer. Bring the edges together and crimp tightly. What we're doing in effect here is braising the ribs in the foil with the butter, brown sugar, honey, and beer. Place the wrapped ribs on the grill grate. Another 2 hours of cooking, and they'll be so soft you can just pop the bones out. Fast forward 2 hours, and while the ribs are cooling, I'm going to grill some buttered bread. Undo the foil. And now here are your ribs. They're braised. They're literally fall off the bone tender. Pop out the bones. Look at that. They pull out effortlessly. And the meat is nice and pink. We did get a smoke ring from that first 2 hours of smoking. And now we'll build this barbecued rib sandwich. First, the rack of ribs. Then the barbecue sauce. This is a homemade molasses barbecue sauce. The recipe is on our website. Next, thinly sliced onions. And finally, thinly sliced sweet pickles. And we'll put the top crust on the sandwich, then cut it crosswise. And to help me taste this, I'd like our own Rob Boss on set. Rob, come on. Now, Rob is the fire wrangler here on Project Smoke, and this rib sandwich was actually Rob's idea, so I thought you'd help me taste it. What do you think?
I'd love to.
Okay. Ready, Rob?
Yep.
All right, let's see how we did. Rob, that is awesome. A rib sandwich that is made with real barbecued baby backs. So I hope you've enjoyed our show on ribs. St. Louis ribs with vanilla brown sugar glaze. Chinatown spare ribs with Beijing barbecue sauce. Onion bombs. And Rob's real barbecued baby back rib sandwich. See you next time. Hey man, thanks. Cheers. To cook the... And now it's meat time. I took too big a bite. And now comes the interesting part. Whoops. And we need to reset up the grill. Aw, Frank, I didn't know you cared.